Hi everyone, and welcome back to Jade Just Watched. I just watched Trey Edward Schulz's Hurry Up Tomorrow, though I think calling this Schulz's film an unable test phase is a bit disingenuous. It's like blaming M. Night Shyamalan for After Earth when, from all we know, that was Will Smith calling the shots on that one. I meant to record this yesterday when I saw the film, but a lot happened. I guess I didn't really just watch this one, but here I am now with a day-old script, and after Moist Critical already reviewed it, but I still have some things to say that he didn't bring up, or more so in a different lens from him. I don't want to call him a casual, have that sort of seem like a diss towards him. It's not, but like I don't know. Maybe you know what I mean. Maybe you don't. He just sort of talked about how stupid it was and stuff. I just want to go into this with my own personal point of view on film and how I look at the art form and all that. Um, I believe that a film being self-indulgent or pretentious or anything like that isn't an automatic detriment to the film's quality. It's not an automatic negative. Those things to me don't solely make a movie bad. However, those things can be bad. And in the case of Hurry Up Tomorrow, those things are bad. I think this film is awful. Um, I thought it was boring. I thought it was incompetent. I thought the story barely existed, even. Um, and yeah, this Hurry Up Tomorrow is pretty awful. I don't even think necessarily the idea of a film being no plot, just vibes, as I call it, is necessarily bad. I think one could describe a film like Tenet like that. I think one could describe a film like Southland Tales like that. And I love both of those. And there's some other examples like that. Like Devil's Carnival, Darren Lynn Bousman. I describe that as no plot, just vibes. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but it is here with how poorly acted, poorly written, poorly shot, and just generally unpleasant this film is. As many people have mentioned in their reviews, a lot of the cinematography is just 360 shots around the characters. It is the most generic, AI generated feeling A24 cinematography, quote unquote, just that sort of artsy cinematography that people expect from films that are inspired by things like Hereditary and just everything that's spawned in that movement, just to the worst possible extent. And I mentioned the acting before. I thought Abel was fine in Uncut Gems, so I really don't know what happened here with Hurry Up Tomorrow. I think he's awful in this film. Um, Speaking of bad, Barry Keoghan is uncharacteristically bad here. Like I was not expecting him to suck in this, but he really does, and his character's a fucking asshole. That's the point, but like God, his performance is just not good in this. Like it's a lot better than Abel's, but like that's not saying much. This movie doesn't really do anything for anyone who isn't a diehard fan of The Weeknd. This is the only kind of spoilery thing I'm going to bring up here, but even then, it's not that much. There is a scene where Jenna Ortega's character, whose name I don't even remember, they think the only person who says her character's name is Abel, and I don't even think she introduces herself as what her name is in the movie at any point. Maybe she does, but I don't think she did. Um, she ties Abel the Weeknd to a bed after knocking him out and does the whole you like Huey Lewis in the news monologue from American Psycho basically, but does it to the Weeknd about songs by the Weeknd. It is stupid. It's stupid. This is the first Trey Edward Scholl's film that I've seen, and it is an insanely bad introduction to his work. I haven't seen It Comes at Night or his other movie that I can't remember the name of, but I know people really like both of those. I'll check them out at some point. I'm not immediately scared away by not liking this. Again, I don't think this is necessarily his fault. If I have to guess what happened, I think Abel said to someone on his team, get me someone that worked with A24, and Trey Edward Scholl's was the best they could come up with. I would not be surprised if that was the case. I don't want to blame this on him. I want to see what his other work is like first to see if I gel with that a bit more. This movie is just damn near incoherent. It could have been something. I thought it seemed interesting, but I think this is closer to a feature-length music video than anything, and it has less storytelling ability than a music video. I think I'm going to give Hurry Up Tomorrow a 1 out of 5. Thank you for listening to my rant about this god awful movie. Have a good one. See you next time.